she didn't necessarily want to sit right away when we stopped, kind of a thing. And just a couple little reminders of stuff that she really, like, I know she knows, but just needed to tighten up. And as soon as she gets her reminder, then she's back on it again and stuff like that. Yeah, you guys did more place than we did. I'll admit to that fully. But she seemed like she was getting it.
Okay.
More and more.
What was she sure, like the staying aspect of it, or the sending aspect of place?
She was just doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, probably the harder part is probably the sending, but that's probably it.
Okay. What are we seeing with the sending?
Just the, getting her to figure out that that's what I want her to do is to go to that place.
Are you using the leash or no leash?
In the house, I think too, it kind of seemed like it was a little bit like, be like, okay, place, and she's like, oh, that must mean jump on the couch and give you kisses. Like, she kind of was like,
oh, sure,
like she knows it, like, and she would do it after like once or twice, but it was kind of like, but this is my house and I jump on this couch kind of thing.
Yeah,
this must be the place you're talking about. So she's just doing that a little bit, but then once kind of buckled down. And I think leash was good and non-leash was where she was struggling.
Yeah, so in the beginning, we do on leash even within the home, even though we're not worried about like her running away and stuff, is so that we can make it more direct, so that we don't get those things.
Yeah.
So then,
I think you kind of try it without the leash. She wouldn't get it. We put the leash on. She got it immediately.
Yeah. And then one thing I'd be mindful of is in the home is, even though the leash is on, being proactive about not applying it or using it as much. It's really just there to prevent her from like jumping on the couch or like running around and playing and all that stuff. So I can restrict her range of motion, and I can keep the pressure on, and she has to do it because at some point she's going to run out of options. And eventually it becomes place, and the leash is not even a part of it anymore.
Yeah.
Because the next step to that is leash dragging. Because dogs are aware that when you don't have that in your hand, that there's technically more wiggle room. That there's technically more wiggle room for them to like play with. Because they're like, well, you don't have that leash, so I'm not limited, so I could jump on the couch, run in the kitchen, run around the table or whatever. So we have to like get all that stuff out. So then I go to leash dragging. So if the dog does try that, I can step on it and not pick it up, and it kind of tricks them into thinking like, oh, like you still have control, and eventually you wean it off.
I think she's good at that because we have one that when we take her out in the yard, we leave on her, and so we can do exactly that, like regain control. And she definitely is aware, because like when I take her to the dog park to play frisbee, I don't have it on her, so she definitely knows when she's wearing it. There's a difference between when she has it on and when she doesn't.
Correct. Yeah. So like just like with the e-collar, there's a difference when it's on and off. Same thing with the leash when it's on and off. That's all normal stuff. That's what we do. It's such a long time because we have to work through all these phases before I go, okay, cool. The dog doesn't need aid or anything like that. We're good to go. Okay.
Makes sense.
Anything else?
No, I actually recalled her at the frisbee park a couple of times yesterday. Like I don't really do any training with her there.
Sure.
But I did yesterday, and she would turn and come to me. Like if she starts to chase after a dog, I just did it to see if she would come.
To do it, yeah.
She did. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, she's getting better at come without the collar or anything. It's like that's starting to sink in more. Where she used to just wantonly ignore us if we said come.
Sure.
Now it's like, oh, I may consider that.
Sure. So keep practicing because there's still more time. One thing I like to do, and I don't do this a whole lot because then you could kind of break the behavior. Let's say like frisbee, right? Throw the frisbee, and as she's in pursuit of the frisbee, I can do a recall right there. And once she returns, I can, if she's got good memory, release to go retrieve the frisbee. Some dogs, they have to be in the act of chasing to get the, do the retrieve. Other dogs, if they have good enough drive, you can get them back, but then release them and they'll take off just like if you had just thrown it. So however, whatever she's like, you can work with that. And I do it sparingly because she's in pursuit of something and I'm calling her off of that. But I don't do it too much because then you'll throw the frisbee and she'll run out and then by default turn around and come back to you because she's assuming you're going to call her. Okay? Anything else? Okay, so today, and then next class, actually we'll switch, that works better. We'll go to that little sidewalk stretch there. We're gonna work on the stake. We never did stake, correct? We went from heel to recall to place, right?
Yep.
So I teach stay a bit differently than most people kind of think of it or apply it. And then we have the formal sit and down command. And then from there we start just drilling everything on the long leash. And actually once we learn the stay, I start to apply that to the long leash as well, to start getting Dinah used to her being stationary and you being away from her at a distance. So we're gonna go back and review a bit of the heel, and then that's how we're gonna teach the stay, okay? So, see here. Oop. All right, so when we're in the heel and we come to a stop, what is Dinah supposed to do?
Sit down.
Right, but it's not a sit, right? What is it?
Auto sit.
Correct, it's part of heel. So if you start moving again, Dinah's inclination is to follow you, right? So what I do here is I teach to stay from the heeling position, so it helps her to differentiate between moving with you and not moving with you, okay? So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna cue the heel, you know, left leg forward, you're walking with Dinah, you'll slow down, come to a stop. She gives you that auto sit, and you're gonna wait a moment, and then I use the hand closest to the dog, so that if she's on her left, it'd be our left hand. I just wave it over. You don't have to worry about her actually seeing it. It's just, you know, just a simple wave, stay, and you're gonna pivot out with your right leg in one swoop to face Dinah like this, okay? And wait a moment, and you're gonna step back in, and good girl. And then we're gonna go heel, left leg, and then we're gonna continue. Now, when we do this movement, wasn't expecting to see a dirt bike.
Like in the park. Wet ground, tear it up, great. That's awesome.
So,
attacking people like that. Sorry, I'm having some feelings today,
yeah,
apparently. Okay.
Triggering.
Back.
So, when you're doing the stay to the pivot out, okay, as you're in movement, if Dinah gets up, you're gonna pull up on the leash, stop what you're doing, tap to get that position, then complete the movement, okay? Once you settle, back to her side, good girl, heel, back with the left leg, okay? So we're making it simple because I may have mentioned this in the first class. In advanced training, left leg means walk with me, right leg means don't move. And we're setting the baseline for that right leg don't move.
Okay.
Okay. So, but if you go like this, it looks too much like heel for her. She's not going to differentiate that. We do this real exaggerated motion to help her kind of disconnect and realize like, oh, I don't walk with you right now.
Okay.
Now, after you've given that cue of stay, we don't repeat anything.
Okay.
You simply use your leash pressure of pulling up and the tap to correct her. If you start, because for the past couple of weeks, remote for the most part is meant to come to you in some way, is you might have to be stretched out like this because she's going to try to run to you. We want to, as much as possible, prevent her from running to you, because if you tap her, she comes here, before she sits, she thinks that's what she's supposed to do. And we're trying to teach her, no, put your butt down there where you were. I have nothing to do with this right now. Okay? So I'll coach you through it.
Okay. And I am verbalizing stay? Or
Correct.
just the hand? Okay.
Yeah, you would verbalize it, so you're going to just go stay, and then swing out, and then you're in front of Dinah, and then swing back in again. Good girl. What's up?
She heard her name and looked at you.
Oh, alrighty. So when you're ready, go ahead and start the heel.
Stop anytime.
Yeah. We get the sit, right? Good. Now here, up, lightly up, tap, good. Then stay.
Stay.
Good. Like that, and then wait a moment. And you want it up. So you want to keep your leash short like you had it. Okay? And then we're just reset because it's here, it's too late. Good. And we're going to try that again. Okay, we're going to go stay. I'm sorry, the heel into the stay.
Okay. Heel.
Good.
Stay.
And then up tap. There you go. Now move your left leg. Good. It's okay. Up tap. So you see how she, yeah.
She's trying so hard to do the right thing.
That's what, this is super confusing, yeah. So that's why what I may even do is shorten a bit more so that when you pull up, you're keeping her at bay.
Okay.
As you're tapping her. So you're gonna get the spiral because she's gonna think, I need to get back to you.
Right.
And that's why we have to help her.
Yeah.
And then once she figures that out, then it's a lot easier.
Okay.
Okay?
That makes sense.
but this is all normal.
Dinah, heel. Stay.
Mm-hmm. Good, hold right there, wait a moment. Now relax a bit. And then just back to her side. We're not gonna care that she did this whole scooting thing. That's good, good girl. And we're gonna repeat that a few times, okay? Yep, good. No. Yeah, tap, good. Wait a moment. Relax a bit. Back to her side. That's fine for now. I just need her to not follow. I'm trying to break this up into little pieces. The first thing I care about is just don't follow me.
Yeah.
Okay, so if she pivots and stuff, we still correct it, but I'm not gonna worry about keeping her in the perfect positioning. Okay, go ahead.
Heel.
Good. Tap up, good, wait. Good, back to her side. Good. Couple more.
Heel.
Good.
Stay. Oh, sorry.
Her scratching. Now here you can counter her with the leash pressure, pulling her towards your side. There you go. There you go. Then relax. Good.
Stay.
Good. Tap. Wait a moment. Right. That's fine. Back to her side. Good. Now when you're doing this, because there's a couple where she started to forge ahead, you can still do your correctional turn.
Okay.
Okay, always line that always comes into play. Even if we're doing like turns or other exercises, we always want to make sure that we're reinforcing that up tap, that correct positioning. The other thing I would do is on a couple you said stay and she just decided to lay down, is you would correct that as well.
Okay.
Okay, so it's very strict. When she's in that heel, it's the put the butt down and there's no other options. Otherwise, you're going to start to see her take other liberties.
Yeah.
Because she's thinking, well, if I could do this, then why can't I do this and why can't I do that? Okay, go ahead. Heel. Good, good. Tap. There you go. Yes, there you go, that's fine. Back to her side. Let's try 3 more. And what's your number currently?
36.
Okay.
We'll wait just a second. That seems a little unfair. Heel.
Good.
Stay. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Good. 2 more. Good. Back to her side.
I know that. It's okay. You're doing a good job.
Try 1 more. Good. And back to her side.
There we go.
Good. So I don't know if you noticed, each time she was fidgeting less.
Yeah.
Because we're getting her familiar with the idea of like, hey, I'm gonna move over here and I need you to not move. Okay? So we're gonna go ahead and swap and we're gonna repeat that same exercise just to get her more comfortable with it before we move to the next step, okay? Good. So what you can do here is go ahead and just come around to her other side just to make life easy. Okay? Go ahead and cue the stay.
Stay.
Yeah, and pivot out. Up, tap, good. Wait a moment, up. Yep, relax a little bit. Good. Back to her side. There you go. Good. We'll repeat that a few more times.
Figure out which left was the dogs. Ready? Heel.
Good.
Stay.
Good. Relax your leash. Good. So we keep that tension just when we're like anticipating, and then once we feel like we've completed it, you let it go, because that tension can then cause her to start fidgeting around. Good. Back to her side. That was a good one. 3 more.
Stay.
Good, and then relax. Good job. Back to her side. Very good. And 2 more.
Heel.
Good. Very good. 1 more. Much better. Good. So go ahead and bring her back. Good. It's funny because on the first view, she was like turning around to look at Julie. Jen, I'm sorry.
No worries.
I have a lot of
J names. They're just a bunch. There's a whole
I get called Jose. So, Jen, I called somebody else. His name was Albert, and I said Jonathan, and I was like way off. So I was like,
Awesome.
no excuse there.
No worries, Jose.
So,
We're good.
oh my god, that's hilarious. So now what we're gonna do? That was a good one.
Now
I like
who
it.
we are to each other.
Yeah.
We'll just go for it that way.
Is now when we do the stay, we're gonna go for a half moon. Okay, so you'll come out in front of Dinah, and I called a dog Pretzel today. Her name was Picnic. I'm completely all over the place.
Love it.
So many names. You're gonna step out, and then you're gonna just walk in the front half of Dinah. I was gonna say Pretzel.
I was gonna say Diana. You really get you messed up.
and then the front, and then return back to her side. Okay.
So how do you move like what?
So stay, right?
Yeah, come out in front of her and then just like walk in a little half circle. Like back and forth in front of her.
So just taunt.
That's all this
Taunting.
is.
Stay. The pivot out, right? I would say. And then just have your leash ready. So it's not going to be like holding up, but ready to go up. And you're just going to walk on the front half of Dinah.
Okay.
Like this. End back at the front. And then pivot back to come to her side.
Okay.
Okay? And of course, if she gets up, you would stop what you're doing, pull up, tap to correct her.
No, it's still funny.
Whenever you're ready.
Heel.
I think I have like 40, back to like 40 clients now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so a lot of new ones, a lot of new names to remember.
All those pandemic puppies getting out of control.
Yeah. So yeah, up, good. Now go ahead here, good job. And go ahead and see if you can take a little step back, just to create some more distance. Okay, and then keep that leash short, so you're ready to up. There you go, and then walk around. That's good. Yep. Good. Good. There you go. Perfect. Good. 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 Excellent.
That was a good distraction.
The little kid.
Yeah. That was a good girl.
3 more.
Very impressed.
This exercise for nervous dogs is very good. So if there's like an area, like I think you said, like there's like a train or something, and like a block. Yeah. Like being a block away, but having her trying to hold this position away from you can be very difficult. Helps her learn how to hold those nerves. So that's something I recommend to my clients once they've learned the exercise to do. Good.
There's also been a ton of
2 more.
light construction around our neighborhood. They're replacing a lot of like the sidewalks and stuff.
Gotcha.
And a lot of that equipment really freaks her out. Even
Sure.
like the little bobcat like went by us in the street the other day, and she was like, "Oh my god!"
Sure.
Even though that's not a big deal. So that's helpful because she's doing a good job starting a freak out and coming back.
Okay,
like
recovering.
Like going past an alley if they're working, just on our walk. Like her head snaps that way, and then she's right back to me, and like we'll do that back and forth a couple times.
Yeah.
And it's learning to come back to control, but like an exercise to help me.
Yeah. One more. Good. Excellent. So what we'll do now is we're going to keep same handler, but now I'm going to have you do a full circle, okay, around Dinah. Now, as a heads up, some dogs will, when you start to approach the rear, get up because they want to keep their eyes on you, or they'll swivel, okay? If she swivels, you let it go. Okay, because it's like a loophole, right? The butt's on the ground. But if she stands up or lays down, that you would correct. The swiveling tends to go away on its own, kind of like all that fidgeting in the beginning did. Once you realize, like, oh, you're just stepping away from me, like, okay, I don't need to move anymore. It's the same thing for the walk around, but just anticipate that once you start to approach her rear, she's probably going to make a mistake. Okay?
Stay.
Good. And then step away. There you go. Good. Good girl. We'll do 4 more. Good. 3 more. 3 more. Good.
Stay.
Good. And last one. Good. Excellent. We'll go ahead and swap handlers. So all I'll have you do is do a quick warm-up. You'll do the stay and do the half circle, and if that looks good, you can go into the full circle.
Okay.
Okay.
From there or on the second one?
From there.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Good, so we'll do 4 of those and then we'll move to the next one. Up tap, yep. Now here, because she made a mistake, you'll want to complete a full circle again. Okay. Good. Couple more. Excellent. Last one. Good. So now what you're going to do is same spiel, except you'll do the circle, you'll come in, you're going to praise her, then you're going to step out again.
Okay.
But she's supposed to hold the position.
Okay.
Okay, so if she gets up, you tap or correct her, or she jumps up from the excitement of the affection,
Okay.
you would have to correct that as well, so she maintains that position the entire time.
Okay.
Okay?
Girl.
Good job. Yep, perfect. Good. Gonna do 4 more. It's a lot quieter than last week.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Nice cool pets. Gets rid of the riffraff.
I was at Oz and they had like a child's party. So it was like with the singer, so it was like nothing. They were playing that shark song.
Oh, Baby Shark song?
Yeah, Baby Shark.
Yeah.
We're just sitting there dog training to Baby Shark song. Do 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 do.
Oh my god.
Good. Good. Good girl. Let's try 3 more. Did you guys happen to bring the long leash today?
Yeah.
Cool. Because she's progressing pretty quick, so I'll show you how to apply this to the long leash once we get these reps.
Stay.
Good. And last one.
Do I still need to step out again? I forget where I'm at.
I think you just completed a round,
Okay.
so yeah. It's all blending together.
Like it's the same 15 feet of pavement. Same 3-foot circle.
Bless you. Excellent. Very good. So we'll go ahead, we'll grab our long leash and we'll just move right here. All right. Okay, we're going to, going to put the long leash on her. All right. So I'm giving you the next steps, okay? So when it comes to practicing to stay, I don't do like training sessions. I just say when you go on your walks, let's say you hit a red light, practice at the red light. Let's say after she poops, you can pull up, if she's on a leash, up, tap, put her in a sitting position, stay, as you pick up the poop.
Oh, we kind of did that the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
that,
Perfect.
back to her side, heel. Let's say you're gonna throw the poop away. You come to a stop, stay, throw away the poop, back, heel, okay? Unless there's other areas where you find application for it, that's really where I just have people practice. So stay, we're saying stay when she's already in position. So when she's in a heel and an auto sit, it's not a sit, it's an auto sit. So now you're saying, I'm gonna move, you're not gonna move. So we give that stay. So like, let's say Dinah were to be on her bed. It's not place, right? She chose to be there. But then you decided like, you know what? I actually need you to not move. Stay. Then it becomes a place command. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So she would be laying down, like right now, and you said stay, you know, that would become a down command once we formally teach it. So that's how I use the word stay. Sit, place, and down come with implied stay. That's why we don't say it there. Okay. So tiny little detail. So what we're going to do here is we're going to see what Dinah's concept of the stay command is, and we just taught it. So if she makes mistakes, no biggie. But once the dog gets it, I start to apply this to the long leash because we have place, heel, come, and now stay. Is once I get heel, recall, and stay in place, I like to blend those 3 things in a long leash session. Okay, so then you have walk with me, come to me, and don't move. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is who's gonna do the first recall here?
You can.
You can?
Set up.
Okay, so let's go ahead and swap leashes because you're gonna want the long leash. There we go. And you're gonna do a recall. You're gonna do a couple of little side steps. Okay, and then you're gonna stop, and wherever Dinah lands to you, you just use whatever hand's closest. You're gonna say stay. Okay, now if Dinah is on your right, you would step out with your left leg. So you're stepping out the leg away from her. So when she's in heel, it's the right leg. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah. So you're keeping with that pattern, but it's the leg away from her. And you would want to have your leash shortened, or you can grab the short leash to just to expect like, because we're going from come to me, then follow me, follow me, follow me, to like now you don't move, is I'm expecting to see some confusion. But if she,
That's cool. Right there is like,
yeah,
it's hard.
hanging out. We want to see how well, like, you know, is she going to be confused, or is she going to learn to differentiate that, like, oh, now that mom said stay, it means not to move. Okay, so go ahead and get some distance here. And you got squirrels behind you too. In case she overshoots it, you got some distraction going.
Hold it until she starts to move. Let it come.
Good. So then your side step, yep. Right. So now, go ahead and just grab your short leash. And then you're gonna she's on your left, so you'll do it like you did all the others. You'll issue that stay. And then step away with that right leg. There you go. And go and just do a little circle around her. There you go. Good. And then back to her side. Good girl. And we're going to repeat that a couple of times. Tap. Good.
Dinah, come.
Good. 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 Praise, atta girl. We're gonna try one more.
Dinah, come.
Good. And go ahead and try tap some side steps. Try backwards. And one more backwards. Tap. Yep, a little bit of pressure. There you go. Tap. Tap. Good. Tap. There you go. You got it. Now here, tap again. Tap. Good. There you go. Then you can, step to her side so you can do the stay more easily. There we are. Good. Excellent. Good. Let's go and swap handlers. So on that little bit where she got confused and like started to move away and stuff and she landed away from you, I wanted that additional tap to make sure, one, she came in tighter, but so that she ends on, when I feel the remote, I always come in closer. Okay.
Trying to come.
Good. Good. Right, good. 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 Good, we're gonna try 2 more.
Trying to come.
Good. Fancy. Good. 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 Excellent. I'm gonna try 1 more.
Trying to come.
Good. Good. Right. Good. Very good. Uh-huh. Good. So what we're gonna try now is we'll keep same handler. You're gonna do the recall, but you're gonna keep the long leash. You're gonna start at a smaller circle and then expand from that. Okay?
So not holding the short leash.
Correct.
Trying to come.
Tap. Yep. You can keep your leash how you have it. That's good. Yeah, start small, just walk around. Yeah, just gotta be careful with that. There we go. Yep. Now walk towards her and keep walking that way towards where you are. Tap. Keep walking. Tap. 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 Hold right there. Okay, now here, lightly pull up and tap into the sitting position. Good. Drop leash. And then just step away. There you go. Perfect. And then start small, then work your way out. Yeah, it was just the leash tug that confused her. Good. And go and head back to her. You give her some praise. Right, correct, good. And release. Good. We're gonna try that One more time.
Dinah, come.
Huh.
What leash do you have? Stick. You're not holding a leash.
Good. Good. And back to her side. And praise. Bless you. And we're going to swap handlers. Uh-oh. Good. Good. Yep. Good correction. Good. Good girl. Back to her side. Praise. Add a girl. We'll do one more.
Dinah, come.
It's okay. Good. Now here, come back to her side. And then put her in a heel. Heel and walk. And turn tap.
This is a lot.
You can let the short one go. Tap, turn, tap, 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 tap. Heel on the right or the left? So give her your left side. There you go. Now heel. Now here, because she's getting space, right? Turn, tap, tap. There you go. And pivot. Good pivot. Yep. Now walk towards Corey. And slow walk. slower, and stop. Go and try one more stay.
Yeah, the right side thing.
Yeah. So were you expecting her to come to your left side?
No, I wasn't thinking about it.
Okay, gotcha. Because some people say heel for the dog to come to the left side. Yeah. And for me, I teach that as a separate command.
Oh, okay.
Very good. So here, that was just to show you how you can start blending it.
Yeah.
So we have recall, and then the side step. So it's come and then follow, then stay. So you go from like sticking to you to now you don't move, and she did really well. So that's just kind of showing you her concept of the command, right? And I have I can always tell like who practices and how much they practice and stuff, because right when we go into stuff, it's all you're doing is switching from short leash to long leash. And most dogs, 80-90%, boom, just transferred over. But the ones that don't do it or don't practice much or aren't as strict with the commands, I'll see right away, because the dog will start to make a lot of mistakes.
Oh, okay.
So all that was good.
Okay.
What threw her off was when you did the heel
on
the right side.
Yeah.
Okay?
I just wasn't even thinking about it. She wasn't attached right to me. So.
And then it was just, she did a forging thing, you did a turn, you tapped, she came to your side, she corrected that nicely. Yeah. She was forging a bit on the return here. Yeah. That's just playing with the number.
Yeah.
Okay? So now, like, let's say you do a recall. You can do a recall into a heel, into a stay, and then a release or a recall into side steps, into a stay, into a heel. Yeah. You can start to use things interchangeably. I do not do recalls from stays. Okay? So if you tell her stay and then walk away and then call her, you're going to create a problem. And the problem's going to be every time you walk away from her, she's going to assume you're going to call her, and she's going to run to you. Okay? So I always release the dog when I'm at their immediate side to make it, because dogs are about pictures, so it's very cut and dry. Like, I only release you when I'm right next to you. Okay? I won't release you when I'm 20 feet away. So we avoid that as a potential. Okay? I had another client who was doing 6 days, and like the dog was doing great off leash and all that stuff, was doing really, really well. And then 1 week, all of a sudden, every time she told the dog to stay, the dog kept trying to follow her. So then I was like, did you practice come from the sits? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's why we have this problem. Okay. So I just suggest that people avoid it, because it's not realistic that Dinah will be waiting for you for her to continue to call her. Yeah. Like, even just the calling back and forth is not realistic, but for the foundation of things, it's fine. And then I go to, like, you're at the park and playing frisbee or whatever, and applying it there to start building more reliable okay? Questions on any of this?
No, just a comment that she was already starting to do that anticipating thing just with the recalls, because like she ran the first time because I opened my mouth.
Sure.
That's what got her. I went, and she was like, she's gonna say it.
Yeah. No, dogs are super in tune to you, so I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah.
The way you use this, of course, for the nervousness stuff is like if I have a dog that's nervous with a lot of traffic. Yeah. Like I've told the owner, hey, when you're at a stoplight, have your dog stay away from you, and you'll see them like panicking or anything back next to my owner because it provides a sense of comfort. And it's like, nope, you got to keep your butt away from you, right? And they'll practice that, and eventually the dog will be able to tolerate just all the craziness without being that with the owner. So in her case, like you said, with the construction or the tractor stuff or anything like that, just having her stay away, doing a walk around, but just anticipate that she might really forge if something spooks her to return to you. Okay. If you're using, I believe, what was that, the train? I wouldn't do it obviously in the immediate vicinity of the train. There's going to be too much pressure. But anywhere you start to see a difference in her behavior, she's a little bit more edgier. That you can most likely do because it's more of a distance. Yeah. Okay. Questions?
No, I don't think so. It's weird when we were working over here, she was pretty much consistently doing everything right. And then the one time she broke.
Oh, she's still learning, still, she got it very quickly for sure. And it was interesting to see that process where she was fidgeting a lot, and then all of a sudden she was like, oh, this is all you're doing. And then she was able to hold it. But yeah, it's actually part of the process. When you do the long leash stuff, when she broke completely, and I had you tap and walk back to general space, and she automatically put that butt down, and then you just stepped out, that was exactly how you go about it. I correct them, and if it's too big of a break, I lead them back to the general area, step away again without repeating command, and then start again. Okay. If she's making too many mistakes as you try to advance things, then take it back a step. It just means, because I gave you essentially 2 classes. So it's usually the one to teach it, and then I go practice, and then the next class go, now let's blend everything together.
Yeah.
Okay, but since she did really well, I was like, let's go to the second half so you can start practicing. Okay? Awesome. So we'll see you in a week. If you have any questions, let me know or let us know. Otherwise, you guys have a good
yeah, you too. Take care.
Thank you.